I welcome you all to this next session of our open subject one, that is G Suite Google Apps we are discussing. Welcome you all to this next session of our Google Suite, that is open subject one. Please mark your attendance at the chat box by entering your name and roll number. In case of any audio video problem, please let me know through the chat box. Am I audible, Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We will wait for 1-2 minutes. Today we are going to see one video regarding Google Suite, that is how to use what are the benefits of the Google Suite, what number of apps available under the Google Suite. And then we will discuss as usual at our Saturday session. We are going to discuss one idea for each Saturday. Uh, Today's idea, if anyone wish to share any idea, technology solution idea, he or she is welcome. Otherwise, I do have one idea with me that we can discuss at the end of session, so that it will be like a per I think whom we have given that writing, that she is you supposed to write all these ideas in a one particular notebook, so that it will be like a ready reckoner for all of us. Because remember, idea generation is not something usual. जब भी आपके ब्रेन में या फिर इसमें आपको कोई आइडिया आती है तो it when like a immediately is when out. Okay, that's why it's very essential to write it down, at least the some focus points, so that you can recall it. Okay, I think now we should start with the Google App session. Uh, this is being the open subject as a departmental subject. It is going to be evaluated at the institute level, and we are for the open subject one. We have decided to take the Google Suite. Suite means the number of application under the one umbrella. That is nothing but the suite. And Google Suite means that the Google apps are there. Google apps means number of applications, like we can say the YouTube is there, the Google Classroom that we have been extensively using. Also, you have been extensively using that Google Classroom sessions, and that is particularly for the academic reason. And there are other like the Google drives are there. You can use the Google Slides and etc. Now let me share that video with you. Please listen to that video. It's a very good video. It's in Hindi language, so that it will be understandable to all of you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Let me.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है किशन और स्वागत है आपका मेरे चैनल में। तो आज मैं बताने वाला हूँ कि कैसे आप गूगल की सर्विसेज यूज़ करके अपना प्रोफेशनल ईमेल इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं।
ऑडिबल है? ऑडियो इज इट ओके? ओके,
Yes,
थैंक
sir.
यू, थैंक यू।
तो ये काफ़ी छोटा सा वीडियो रहने वाला है मेरे चैनल में। तो आज मैं बताने वाला हूँ कि कैसे आप गूगल की सर्विसेज यूज़ करके अपना प्रोफेशनल ईमेल इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं। तो ये काफ़ी छोटा सा वीडियो रहने वाला है। दरअसल गूगल जो है वो अपनी सर्विस प्रोवाइड कराता है जिसका नाम है जी सूट, जिसकी मदद से आप प्रोफेशनल ईमेल्स और काफ़ी सारी प्रोफेशनल सर्विसेज गूगल की यूज़ कर सकते हैं अपने डोमेन पर। फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे आपने डोमेन बुक किया fortunes.com, अब आप चाहते हैं कि आपकी मेल आईडी kishan@gmail.com ना रह के kishan@fortune.com रहे, तो उसके लिए
See how we can customize our email ID. That is also possible using the Google Suite. Like you have been given that your Google Suite ID. Okay. Like suppose the gaurav.birud mca 2021 @munjainstitute.com. That's your Google ID. Okay. But it's actually under the G Suite. We do have a domain name at the munjainstitute.com and web space available, and accordingly we have mapped that on the Google Suite or Gmail, and that email ID is available for you to access all the Google apps.
आपने एक डोमेन बुक कराया है, लेकिन उस डोमेन को आप गूगल से इंटीग्रेट कैसे करेंगे, जी सूट से कैसे इंटीग्रेट करेंगे, वही मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ।
That integration is nothing but the mapping your domain on the Google Suite. Domain might be any particular domain like munjainstitute.com or your own any website. Your any free space can be also mapped on the Google Suite.
हेलो गाइस, स्वागत है आपका। तो आज इस वीडियो में आपको बताने वाला हूँ कि कैसे आप अपने डोमेन को इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं जी स्यूट के साथ। तो अब जी स्यूट क्या है, मैं आपको सतही तौर पर बता देता हूँ। जी स्यूट जो है वो गूगल की पेड सर्विसेज है, जिसमें आपको मिलते हैं गूगल शीट, गूगल डॉक्स, गूगल कैलेंडर, गूगल ड्राइव और जीमेल।
Mark your attendance, those who have late come. See, these are the paid services under the Google Suite, but for the any academic reason, it's some kind of free, like Google Classroom. Since from the pandemic, Google Classroom is free for the academic use only. Under the academic domain, like ours is the munjainstitute.com, it's the academic domain, then it's free.
जी सूट का जो बेसिक यूज़ है या जो लोग मोस्ट कॉमनली इसको यूज़ करते हैं, इसकी सर्विसेज को, वो इसकी प्रोफेशनल ईमेल्स के लिए करते हैं। ओके गाइस, सो जैसा कि आप मेरी स्क्रीन देख पा रहे हैं, मेरे पास एक डोमेन है जिसका नाम है apfortunes.com, जो मैंने GoDaddy से बुक किया हुआ है। आप किसी भी थर्ड पार्टी वेबसाइट से अपना जो भी आपको डोमेन चाहिए वो बुक करा सकते हैं। तो
It's a good practice to routinely book some domains against your name also. Like suppose yours is the sanjanamandre.com. You can book that domain. Okay, it's very cheap. For 1 year, it's costing about 500 rupees or so. But it will give you the live exposure to the your web applications and all that thing. How to book a domain, how to actually see the web space, how to map that web space against any particular email ID. That will give like your live or on-job training.
कोई भी थर्ड पार्टी जो वेबसाइट है वो DNS सर्विस प्रोवाइड कराती है। तो मैं बेसिकली DNS सर्विस जो है, इसी में हमें थोड़े बहुत रिकॉर्ड्स ऐड करने हैं। अब जो रिकॉर्ड हमें ऐड करने हैं वो गूगल की साइट से या जी स्यूट की साइट से आप एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हो, वहाँ से निकाल सकते हो, वो वहाँ पे अवेलेबल हैं। मैंने वो
DNS means data name services. Okay, these are the MX record, Google Suite MX record. This is something you are going to for you. It will be more useful while you are going to learn the cloud computing. Okay, cloud computing में जब आप MX record जब तक set नहीं करते, that particular virtual machine VM is not workable. You have to set the MX record of the client, then only for client that cloud computing services, that might be software infrastructure or platform, that is a software as a service, infrastructure as a service or platform as a service, will be available against that MX records only.
रिकॉर्ड यहाँ पे निकाल के रखे हुए हैं ऑलरेडी। ये रिकॉर्ड मैं आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी दे दूंगा, जैसे आप यहाँ से डायरेक्ट कॉपी कर सकें, आपको जी सूट के सर्वर पे या गूगल के सर्वर पे जाने की ज़रूरत ना पड़े। तो इस इन रिकॉर्ड्स में एक प्रायोरिटी दी होती है और एक मेल सर्वर का URL दिया होता है, या फिर हम कहें रिकॉर्ड दिए होते हैं कुछ। एक ये देख सकते हैं जैसे आप यहाँ पे। तो हमें करना कुछ नहीं है, हमें इन रिकॉर्ड्स को अपने डोमेन के साथ सिंक्रोनाइज करना है। तो वो कैसे करेंगे वो मैं आपको बताता हूँ। हमारे डोमेन में हम DNS मैनेजमेंट करेंगे। गूगल में डायरेक्ट या आपके प्रोडक्ट्स में दिखा देता है DNS की सेटिंग, और अगर आपने किसी और वेबसाइट से अपना डोमेन बुक कराया है तो वहाँ भी DNS सेटिंग कहीं ना कहीं आपको दी हुई होती है। तो आपको DNS में सिंपली क्लिक कर देना है। हमें इसके DNS रिकॉर्ड चेंज करने रहेंगे। तो जैसे ही आप DNS में क्लिक करेंगे, जैसे कि देखिए ये लोडिंग हो रहा है मेरा DNS पैनल इस डोमेन का। तो ये देखिए इस डोमेन का DNS पैनल लोड हो गया है। ये DNS मैनेजमेंट एरिया है, यहाँ से आपको DNS मैनेज करना है। अगर हाँ, यहाँ पे कुछ एक रिकॉर्ड दिए हुए हैं, ये देखिए जैसे कि यहाँ पे कुछ रिकॉर्ड दिए हुए हैं और नेम सर्वर दिया हुआ है। अगर आप अपनी वेबसाइट रन कर रहे हैं,
See, these are the background technical mapping against the G Suite. How to use the G Suite, that we will going to see in the next video.
तो आप इन नेम सर्वर को चेंज कर सकते हैं अपने होस्टिंग प्रोवाइडर के अकॉर्डिंग। अदरवाइज़ अगर आप साइट नहीं रन कर रहे, सिर्फ आपको जी सूट रन करना है, तो आपको सिर्फ रिकॉर्ड ऐड करने हैं। तो यहाँ पे मैं रिकॉर्ड ऐड करूँगा, जिसमें मैं कहूँगा MX रिकॉर्ड। आपको याद रखना है MX रिकॉर्ड। होस्ट में आपको लिखना है @ और .2 जहाँ पर लिखा है वहाँ आपको करना है aspxm.google.com। इसको आपको कॉपी कर देना है और यहाँ पे पेस्ट कर देना है। और प्रायोरिटी जो है वो आपको लिखनी है 1, जो यहाँ पे दी हुई है। 1 करके आपको इसको TTL का पैसे रहने दीजिए और सेव कर दीजिए। तो ये हमारा एक MX रिकॉर्ड सेव हो गया है। हम दूसरा MX रिकॉर्ड
Mark your attendance, those who are latecomers.
सेव करेंगे सेम इसी प्रोसेस से हम जाएंगे MX में, होस्ट में लिखेंगे हम @ .2 में करेंगे हम ALT1 अल्टरनेटिव 1, ठीक है। और हम इसको पॉइंट में प्रायोरिटी करेंगे 5 और सेव कर देंगे। प्रायोरिटी वहाँ पे दी हुई है 5, मैं आपको दिखा दूंगा। दोबारा हम एक और रिकॉर्ड ऐड करेंगे MX का, सेम प्रोसेस @ और Alt2 और इसकी प्रायोरिटी भी 5 ही है। प्रायोरिटी में 5 लिख देंगे हम और ऐड कर देंगे। अब हम एक और रिकॉर्ड ऐड करेंगे। ऐसे हमें जो पांचों रिकॉर्ड हैं MX,
These are the mapping. These are the MX record mapping against the default gateways given by the Google. For every website, there are some gateways, and you have to map that gateways against your domain name, against your web space. Then only it will be accessible. It is like mapping, like the key and your lock. Okay, unless until you are placing a correct key for the correct lock, it is not, that door is not going to open. The same way, if you wish to open the door of the gateways, that is the, if you wish to access the some Google services on your domain, then you have to map the correct key and correct lock. That is nothing but the MX record mapping or setting.
के वो सारे के सारे यहाँ पर ऐड ऑन करने हैं। ये देखिए Alt3, सो ये अल्टरनेटिव्स
Alternatives, or what we say the priorities, are like, if suppose the first gateway is not available, then it will be automatically diverted or routed to the next alternative. If that is also not available, then it will be routed to the next. That's way it is from priority 1, then the 5, and then the 10.
सर्वर हैं गूगल के जिनको आपको अपने MX रिकॉर्ड, MX का मतलब होता है मेल एक्सचेंज, तो मेल एक्सचेंज रिकॉर्ड आपको ऐड करने रहते हैं। ये आप चाहे गूगल में कीजिए, चाहे आप अपने होस्टिंग प्रोवाइडर के MX रिकॉर्ड का सेक्शन,
That is up to you. Means गूगल पे भी आप MX रिकॉर्ड सेटिंग गूगल के भी यूज करते हैं, या फिर जिस होस्ट से, यानी कि ISP से या डोमेन नेम सर्विस प्रोवाइडर से आपने डोमेन नेम परचेस किया है, लाइक इन दिस एग्जांपल he has purchased from the GoDaddy. You can purchase it from the anywhere. Okay, like India Links is there, GoDaddy is there, even Rediff is there, even Google is now selling some of the domain name. Everyone is selling that domain name, and you can purchase that along with the web space. Okay, then it can be mapped against the mail server. That is the exchange mapping.
रहता है वहाँ पे मैनेज DNS का, वहाँ से आप मैनेज कर सकते हैं। और अगर आपके पास कोई पुराने MX रिकॉर्ड हैं तो उन्हें आप डिलीट कर दीजिए। अगर आप गूगल की सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, अगर आप गूगल की सर्विसेज ले रहे हैं, तो ये यहाँ पर MX रिकॉर्ड ऐड हो गए हैं। पुराने मेरे पास कोई भी ईमेल नहीं है, तो ये जो पांचों रिकॉर्ड हैं ये आपको ऐड करने हैं और आपको इस पेज को रिफ्रेश कर देना है। 5 से 10 मिनट आप वेट कीजिए और आपका जो डोमेन है वो G Suite से इंटीग्रेट हो जाएगा और फिर आप जो G Suite के जो ईमेल्स हैं उनको एक्सेस कर सकेंगे और गूगल की जो सर्विसेज हैं वो आप प्रोफेशनली एक्सेस कर सकेंगे।
When actually we have planned to give you the actual practical of the Google Suite on the @munjainstitute.com at the lab sessions, but due to this again re-lockdown, it's not possible. But as and when our lockdown will be withdrawn, we are going to have the live exposure to our G Suite against on our web page of the munjainstitute.com.
अपने डोमेन पर। होप गाइस आपको वीडियो पसंद आया होगा, और अगर पसंद आया है,
Okay, that is something with respect to the technicals of the Google Suite. Now, in the second video, we are going to see the what do we mean by the how to use that Google Suite. Wait. Let me first start the video. By that time, please be ready.
Just a powerful business email provider. G Suite is actually an all-in-one business productivity and communication hub that has all the tools and apps you need for your small business. Hey guys, welcome back. And if you're new here today, my name's Stuart. Thanks for joining me.
You can subscribe his YouTube channel also, Stuart God. He's a digital strategy, and his all videos are very informative.
In this video, I'm going to walk you through a G Suite tutorial for beginners and share with you how you can get started and make the most out of G Suite for your small business. G Suite is an essential all-in-one business hub for every small business that's serious about wanting to maximize productivity, communication, project management, and other areas of business performance. Today, I'll help you get started and cover everything you need to know to maximize G Suite in 2020. Now, before we get into it, and if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to stay updated with new and actionable videos and tutorials designed to help your small
It's actually, you can also start with your own YouTube channel. You can upload your 3-minute, 5-minute video, and it will be like a learning experience for you.
business thrive online. And with that said, let's jump into G Suite. Okay, so here we are at gsuite.google.com, and this is where you can sign up to get started with G Suite. Now, if you've never used G Suite before and you're a complete beginner, this tutorial is for you. What you can do is actually start a 14-day free trial so you can understand what G Suite is all about, look at all the different apps and tools.
For that free trial, you just need to have the @gmail.com email ID, and for 14 days it will be free, and then you may get charged for some of the apps.
That you can use for your small business and decide
Latecomers, please mark your attendance.
whether or not this business hub is going to work for your small business. Now, the first thing we want to do is look at what's included in G Suite. Then we're going to talk about the pricing. And then after that, we're going to guide you through the initial process of actually setting up G Suite for your small business. And then we're going to talk about some of the basic features and kind of elements within G Suite that you need to understand to really make the most out of G Suite when you first.
See, there is a difference in the pronunciation. We used to pronounce as a Google Suite, but they used to, at the Western countries, they used to pronounce it as G Suite. Okay, means, or Google Suite. Okay, means those who are working on the voice related things, voice IT, wherein they might be a KPO or BPO things. You have to deal with the customers of the other countries. Then your pronunciation should be very much clear. That is also one kind of communication skill you should have. Just having technical skill will not work. That communication skill or correct pronunciation as per that country's culture is necessary.
Get started. So if we navigate over to what's included, as you can see within G Suite, you have a whole bunch of applications, business applications that you can use to essentially help your business with productivity, enhance communication.
G Suite is nothing, not only the Google Classroom, these are other all apps are available under the G Suite.
Communication, and also other areas of business performance. Now, one of the main reasons why small businesses choose to go with G Suite is because you have access to a custom business email. Now, when you connect your domain name, you can actually create as many custom email addresses as you like. Whereas if you sign up to a free Gmail, you don't have access to a custom email, and your emails have @gmail.com. However, with G Suite, you can customize your email the way that you like. Now, next to that, we have Google Meet, which is a video and voice conferencing tool.
That is Google Meet. For many of the video lectures, we are using that Google Meet. So I rely on the Zoom. Many of our faculties are also using the Google Meet. Google Meet during this pandemic situation, it's free of cost. You can have more than 100 participants, and there is no limit of the timing under the Google Meet. As such, it's a limit for the Zoom, which is not subscribed version. Under subscribed version of the Zoom, there is no limit also in case of the number of participants and the time also.
Which is great for interacting with clients, interacting with your team, and it's free to use. And this is a great alternative to Skype and Zoom, and that comes with G Suite. Now, it also actually comes with all Gmail users, and actually those that don't even have a Gmail account can access Google Meet for now, as one of the initiatives that Google has pushed to try and help support local and small businesses. Then what we have is access to chat, so messaging for teams within your organization. We have calendar, Google Drive, which is cloud storage and has 30 gigabytes of storage for the basic plan, and you can upgrade this and expand your cloud storage, the memory.
That is the drive space available to any Google user. 30 GB.
when you like. Now, Google Drive is a great place to store business information from documents, sheets, reports, images, videos, whatever you can think of, you can upload to the cloud storage to your Google Drive. Now, like I said, you have 30 gigabytes. If you create additional Gmail accounts for your team within G Suite, then they'll have an additional 30 gigabytes of storage. Now, this is a great place to essentially enhance productivity with your team and also to send documents and sheets that your team or your clients can collaborate on together.
That's how we can use the Google Drive for the storage of the online document, wherein you need not to copy any document, which you just sign in to your Google account, and that document or whatever the presentation, any information data that will be available at your fingertips, irrespective of the wherever you are. The only thing is needed is a good internet connection.
All in one place, which is Drive, Google Drive. Now, within Google Drive, we have Word documents for you to collaborate with your team or customers. Now, the great thing about all these Google applications, all these tools, is people can edit them. So you can add your team to each of the documents.
We can give them different kind of privileges to your users, like who can edit the document, who can only view the document, or who can contribute to the document. That kind of privilege we can set. Accordingly, the user will be able to either edit it or only read only kind of things will be available to that user, and that is called as a sharing of that document, online sharing.
Each of the folders, and you can actually engage and interact and work on projects together in real time. So we have Google Docs and we have Google Sheets, which is similar to Google Docs.
Google Docs are nothing but one of the online alternative to the Microsoft Word. This Google Sheets are nothing but the online alternative to the MS Excel.
However, it's spreadsheets that you can create, share, and collaborate on. Then we have slides. So Google Slides, you can create a presentation.
This is the alternative to your Microsoft PowerPoint. You can collaborate your Microsoft PPTs with the Google Slides also. You can store them as a Google Slide
that you can share with your team or your customers. You can also download all these documents in different formats. Now, we also have a form builder, which allows you to create surveys. Then we also have a website builder called Google Sites. Now, this is great for small businesses that don't currently have a comprehensive website up online. You can actually create your own website with Google Sites. And again, what I'll do is I'll
those who are latecomers, please mark your attendance.
Pop a link above which will take you to a tutorial on how you can build a website with Google Sites with this.
See, you using Google Sites, your Google website is also possible. That is totally free of cost. And for the basic local or small businesses, it is really useful to use the Google Sites
Application here, and then we have other applications over here, but these are the main applications you're going to use within your business that are going to help enhance productivity, communication, and other areas of business performance. Now, if we exit out of this one and then we navigate over to pricing. Now, here we are at the G Suite pricing. Now, you can get started for free.
See, these are some of the pricing packages, like starting from $9 per user per month. Okay, that is per user per month. All prices are per user per month, and they are under this video is originating from the New Zealand. They are given as a New Zealand dollar. Okay.
14-day free trial. Now, I recommend getting started with the basic plan. It has everything you need for your small business, especially to get started. And as your business expands, you can expand to the business subscription and later on down the track, enterprise. Now, if we navigate over to basic, we can see all the different applications that are included within G Suite. Now, you also have security and management, so you have support if anything goes wrong. And that's essentially.
See, instead of investing lakhs of rupees on the ERPs and all that things, small and local businesses can go for the Google Suite. Even they can go for the, you can say the licensed version of the MS Office and Windows or any particular operating system that will help them to get rid of all such a ERP requirement of the ERP by optimum utilization and effective and efficient utilization of such a things like Google Suites and Microsoft Office or even the Windows also. like any particular antivirus license version of the antivirus, there is no need of any ERP as such.
Everything we wanted to cover before we get started and show you how to set up your G Suite account. So remember, after your 14-day free trial, you can sign up with the basic subscription through G Suite, and that's going to get you started with all the tools and applications you need for your business. So now that we've covered all this, let's get started with the free trial and guide you through the initial setup of your G Suite account. So in order to do this, all we need to do is navigate down here and click Start Free Trial, or navigate over to the top right hand side and click Start Free Trial here. Okay, now to set up your business account through G
This how we can set up our G Suite account. That for that purpose, we just need to have the Google account or Gmail account.
Suite, what we need to do is enter our business name here. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to call our business Tip Top Roofing. Then select the number of employees. We're going to select 2 to 9 and come down here and select the country that you're in. So for us, we're in New Zealand. So we're going to select New Zealand and then come down here and click Next. Now here what you want to do is add the contact information of the G Suite account admin. Now if
it's as good as setting up a new email account.
You're not the account admin or you don't want to manage the G Suite
mark your attendance, latecomers
account, then that's completely fine. You can add your information here and you can link someone else to be the admin within your organization later on. So for now, we'll just set up one email account. You will be the admin, but we can change this later on. And then once you've added your first name, your surname, and you've added your current email address that you've been using for business, come down here and select Next. Now, G Suite will ask if you already have a business domain. So you'll need a domain such as example.com or yourbusiness.com to set up an email and a G Suite account for business. So another example of this is, well, for our business is called Top Tip Roofing. So our domain name would be toptiproofing.com or .co.nz because
that's how we can do the mapping of your business domain.
We're based in New Zealand. So that's completely up to you. Now, if you've already bought a domain name from another provider, then come down here and select I have a domain. You don't already have a domain, then come down here and select I'd like to buy.
Yes, that second point, I would like to buy a domain. That's how we can purchase a domain from Google.
Buy a domain. Or if you want to quickly create your G Suite account, you can come over here and click I'd like a free .page domain. And this is going to be a non-custom domain name for now, and you can set this up later. But I would recommend you start by either purchasing a domain name if you don't already have one, or select I have a domain if you've already bought one. Now, most businesses already have a website, they already have a domain name. So if you do, come over here and click I have a domain. And now what G Suite will do,
give attention to his vocabulary and pronunciation also. You need to, if you are working with a multinational company or you wish to working with any multinational company like Info, TCS or any other company, then you should have the good communication skill along with your technical skill also. And vocabulary and pronunciation and the communication skill with respect to English does matter. Mark your attendance.
Is guide you through the process of connecting your G Suite account with your domain, which is being held with another provider. Now, there are hundreds of different domain providers, and so each process is slightly different when it comes to connecting your domain and G Suite. So once you've selected one of these options, come down here and select Next. So for us now, what we want to do is add our business domain name here because we've already got one. And as you can see, for the purpose of this tutorial, we have added our domain name in here. So enter your domain name and then come down and click Next. Then G Suite will ask if you want to use this domain to set up your account. So I'm happy with this domain here and I'm going to select Next. Then come down here and click OK or No Thank You. Depending if you want to receive tips, offers, and announcements from Google, I recommend you do because there might be things you miss or changes to your G Suite account that you want to stay updated with. So select OK.
We were having one time MKCL CEO Vivek Sawant at our Munjay Institute 5 to 6 years ago. And you asked one question to all the present students that if suppose you are working on a MS Office or any MS Windows, and there comes any error, then there comes one box that whether you wish to report it or not to report it. Then what will be your first action, or what which action you will select? Then many of the students give answer that they don't wish to report it to the Microsoft. That actually not the case. With respect to this also, that share great ideas with the Google. We should always report such a downs or any error in the system to the is manufacturer or compiler developer like Microsoft or Google. That will actually going to help out us. Okay, and please do not use the pirated version of the any software. Remember, we are from the same fraternity, so we should not use the pirated version. अगर हमने pirated version use किए, then obviously our other fraternity people who are not from the computer science or IT, we are going to use that pirated version again and again. Okay, that's why from us only we have to start that we don't wish to use the pirated version.
Now here what you want to do is add a username and password so you can access your G Suite account. So this is your username and password. So for example, if I was creating a username for myself, this was my email within my business, and my business was stuartgould.com, then I would enter Stuart as my username, or I could add info or sales, or I could even add contact. So it's up to you what you want to add your username as. So for me, I'm just going to go Stuart for now. I know it doesn't really make sense, stuart@stuartgould.com, but that's what I'm going to add for the purpose of this tutorial. Now come down here and add a password. And then come down here and click I'm not a robot and select agree and continue. And congratulations, you have just created your G Suite account. Now the next step is extremely important. It's vital for getting your Gmail to work. So now that we've created your G Suite account, you have access to all the apps we talked about in the beginning. But now what we want to do is make sure that we've connected our G Suite account with our domain.
That's how we can set up the G Suite account. I'm going to share this both videos and that DSA binary PPT also at our Google Classroom. Now we are at the end of our session. Remember, you're going to have your university exam in the month of April, starting most probably by the 10th or 15th of the April. Do study accordingly. It will be online MCQ exam. Number of MCQs or duration of the exam is not yet finalized by the university. In the due course, by next weekend or so, we are able to give you the details of the whatever the exams are there, means with respect to the formats and other things. But do study with respect to the MCQ. Do take the help of the reference books and study books, libraries that provided to you by the library. Even day before yesterday or yesterday also, a library ma'am have shared some of the ebooks at your Google Classroom. Every faculty is sharing study material. Remember, we are sharing some of the IMP study material at your Google Classroom with respect to your career and the university exam also. Okay, so please take care to visit your Google Classroom on the daily basis, download that study material and go through them. Even I have also shared some of the apps on your group and Google Classroom. Do install them on your mobile. That will give you more awareness, and you can say you can preparatory for your data structure and algorithm. Do take help of the some of the Google websites. Google it that MCQs on the DSAs on particular topic. That will help out you for to prepare with respect to the MCQ. Those who have not yet marked your attendance, please mark your attendance so that I can conclude the session. I think all of you have marked attendance. Last who was entered in the Rushikesh More, you have not marked your attendance. Please mark. Okay, now coming back to our, let me stop this share. Coming back to our idea discussion topic. Okay, I think she today we are not having the Pratiksha here with us, but Shradesh, you please note down the discussion points and you can forward to the Ahir so that she can get it written in that particular notebook. Now, last time we have discussed the idea with respect to the what we say the that particular QR code. with respect to replacement of ticket vending machine. Now, can anybody correlate the same technology solution to the attendance recording in case of the physical mode of your education? You can unmute yourself and speak out. Last 3 minutes are remaining only. We will fastly discuss that idea. That the same idea of QR code, scanning of the QR code, can we make applicable for the physical attendance at any particular, suppose the organization, factory, office, or even the college like ours or institutes? Yes, anybody can elaborate on this point, how it can be possible or what can be the pros and cons? Yes, Gaurav, can you elaborate? Shradesh, can you elaborate this idea? Is it possible? At any particular office or any particular institution, college, student or employee will come first at the entry point only. They are going to scan there with their mobile handset, and that will be like a you can say the attendance for them. At the any institute also, we can daily change that QR code. Generation of QR code is very simple nowadays, and that can contain the information like for which subject time slot that student is present or at which department that employee is present. So accordingly, we can apply the QR code scanning solution, technology solution to the physical attendance solution, wherein we may need to have the suppose यानी क्या अगर आपने biometric भी लिया then also we need to purchase that capital purchase, number of biometric machines has to be purchased. Then it might be have the we have to map them against the IP addresses. Again, we might have to map them on the Aadhaar based biometric is also possible. And to overcome all such a capital investment, we can use the QR code. Just it will require one software, and that can be directly that QR code can be scanning can be directly mapped to the our data server as like we have discussed in case of the replacement to the ticket vending machine. Okay, that is something now. Please, अगर आपने किसी ने mark नहीं किया attendance, so please mark. Conclude the session. Okay. At the next Monday session, we are going to discuss with the new topic of the data structure, that is a graph, and we will see that how the graph data structure is there and how it is going to be traveled, BFS and DFS techniques of the traveling. What are the some terminology under the graph and applications of the graph here? Okay. Okay, I am concluding the session. Thank you very much for your patience listening.